Good morning, loves. This is today's energy reading for Tuesday, April 7th. This reading is good for Tuesday, April 7th through Wednesday, April 8th. But time is really limitless. Whenever you see this reading is when you were meant to see it, and the reading will be for you then. We've got our sage ready to burn. Our incense is going. Let's light a little sage. I forgot to bring my torch in here, so I'm having to use a very small lighter, and it is not ideal. There we go. There we go. In fact, why don't we get her feather out? Sage and bless ourselves. Get it up on my chakra, my crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacrum, and root. All right. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Clear the space a little bit more. And lastly, let's set the tone for this reading. Beautiful. All right. We are going to call forth our guardian angels, our spirit guides, our ancestors, our higher selves, and spirit. I want to thank everyone, spirit guides, ancestors, higher selves, guardian angels, for joining us. And let's see what messages we're going to get today. All right, today we're going to start again today with Abraham Hicks getting into the vortex, because again, we're all still at home. We're all still very much focusing on relationships with ourselves, relationship with our loved ones at home. So let's see what message we get today. Let me move my coffee cup out of the way. Y'all can't see it on camera, but it's just a little bit in the way. I hope everybody had a great day yesterday here in the South. It was very beautiful. The weather was gorgeous. We did get out and enjoy a really nice walk. I got a beautiful sunset. There was a storm coming, and it made one of the most beautiful sunsets ever. That's one thing I definitely miss from my days of living on an island, is sunrises and sunsets. Where I live, we have very beautiful ones. Unfortunately, where my house is located, I don't have the best vantage of seeing them. So, all right. So we have shuffled. Now let's see what we get. Okay, Abraham, what messages do we have for the collective today? What messages would we like to share with the collective today? Okay, well, this deck is a little bit slow today. I always find it interesting when, depending on, thought I had it, depending on what energy we're talking to, how fast or slow it shuffles. I've noticed Ascended Masters are a little bit slower. I've noticed Angels are a little bit slower. And I've noticed Ancestors have a tendency to take their time getting the message. Spirit Guides and Higher Self, Spirit, usually talks pretty fast, in my opinion. Okay, we're going to just shuffle it one or two more times. If nothing pops out, we'll just take the top card. One more good shuffle. All right, well, let's see. What do we got on top? My favorite mantra. This is really and truly, I have been saying this nonstop for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I completely suggest that you make this your daily practice as well. Everything is always working out for me. This is my favorite thing to say. I say this all the time. When I'm stressed out, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'll just take a deep breath, let it out, and say everything is always working out for me. Nothing ever goes wrong, because every piece of contrast, no matter how wrong it seems to be, is always helping you to clarify what it is you do want. And that is the thing that we want you to remember most of all, the contrast. No matter how much it looks in any moment, is contributing mightily to your expansion. The things that you call things going wrong in your life experience are actually only the distance between the things that are so right and your current perspective about them. Ah, I love Abraham. That is a word. Yes. Everything is always working out for me. What a great way to start this reading. Ah, love it. Let's carry on. Thank you, Abraham. Okay. Let's start out today. I feel like let's go from a nice, beautiful masculine energy straight into a feminine energy. Let's pull Kuan Yin for our first oracle this morning. We're going to be pulling from the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle deck. This deck is so beautiful. The artwork is just, oh my goodness. Some of my favorite of any decks. Also, if you're watching this and you have a recommendation about your favorite tarot or oracle deck that you think I should check out, drop me a comment down below in the comments. Yeah, leave me a comment in the comments. Where else would you leave it, right? But no, really though, if you have a deck that you love, that you recommend, shout it out to me. I actually got my eye on a couple right now. The Good Tarot. I believe it's the Sexual Magic deck, I think is what it's called. And then there's, oh heck, what is that other one? I don't remember. I've got a couple decks saved in my Amazon account right now. All right, Divine Mother, what message do you have for the collective this morning to start out? Well, oh, that almost had it. Oh. Getting a lot of teasers here. Oh, there we go. Oh, we got two. Okay, let's see what she has. Put the other cards away. On top, number 36, Pray to the East, Guardian watches over the West. And our second card is, oh, I love this one, number 14, Fearless. All right. So, oh, and you know what I just noticed? And this is fun. On everything is always working out for me. It's number 55. So, 5 is the number of change. But here we have double fives, which adds up to 10, which is, 10 is the end of one cycle, the beginning of a new cycle. So everything is always working out for me. So if you're experiencing the ending of one cycle, and a lot of us are, our lives are changing quickly, dramatically, daily. Most of us a month ago, how we were living looks nothing like what we're living like now. So if you experience rapid change, beginnings of new things, the endings of old things, don't be afraid. Remember, everything is always working out for me. Remember what she says right here. The distance between the things that are so right and your current perspective about them is what you call things going wrong. Just remember that. Everything is always working out for you. All right. Let's start with this one. Number 36, Pray to the East, Guardian watches over the West. Number 36. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Can you see that? Yeah. I now see the ending and the beginning. I watch and defend from past interference whilst I invite beautiful new worlds to form throughout my prayers, birthing them through my heart and the silent, unwavering light of my mind. Soon you shall be ready to make the crossing, to acknowledge the ending of this day. Oh my goodness. The ending of this day and the beginning of the dawn. Let me find where I left that off. And the dawn of the new day that I have begun to create for you. Do not be afraid of any ending now. All has been divinely ordained and all things happen so that my love can prevail. Have courage. Trust yourself. You can love even more in the letting go than you did while holding on. Be patient and accept where you are now in the process of endings. All will happen soon enough. I am helping you in all ways. Trust me, and the new day will bring forth. I mean, how I just love when we get, divine confirmation. Here it is. I'm sitting here telling you about beginnings and endings, and she's literally talking about beginnings and endings. I mean, you see how there's a stoplight even here, and she's turning away from it because she's facing, the sun rising in the east. She's rising towards the sun. She's not facing those endings. She's looking now towards the new beginnings over her shoulder. Further guidance, it says, pray for new beginnings in your life while also remaining aware of the disintegration of past patterns or connections or circumstances so that you give yourself the opportunity to become as free from the past as possible. You do not have to feel ashamed, regretful, or fearful of any aspect of your past, but the oracle does bring you guidance that there is some aspect of it that may try to become part of your future. This is not meant to be. And so I've lost my place. And so until it is completely over, you will need to remain aware. Gently but firmly arrest any tendencies to go back or to invite past behaviors or connections that you know in your heart or over into your current life situation. Set a boundary without fear. Be compassionate, but also be strong and brave. And what a perfect day to get this message. This is the full moon. It's the Libra full moon, no doubt. And of all the times for us to be stuck inside. But it's the full moon. And the full moon is about releasing. So here we are. We are releasing fear. We're releasing the past. There may be some aspect of your past that's trying to move forward with you. Let that crap go. It is doing you no good. It's serving no purpose. And if anything, it is blocking you from receiving what you need. So let it go. Let it go. Be willing to face these new circumstances bravely and with courage. All right. And also, interesting. This card is number 36. 3 and 6 adds up to 9. 9 is the absolute end of the cycle. And then what comes after 9? 10. The beginning of the ending and the new beginning. So it's a beautiful, beautiful message. Don't be afraid of all these changes that are coming about. They're meant to happen. They're supposed to happen. And the more you fight it, the longer it'll take for this change to, your life to take the path that it's meant to take. And oh my goodness, I'm taking a sip of my coffee and I look down to see the very next card. Fearless. Number 5, change. It's 14. Number 5, change. Be fearless. Look at her. Look at her riding on that buffalo. She is fearless. In fact, look at her here. She's riding on the top of those buffalo horns. She is fearless. And that is what you need to be right now. Be fearless. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Number 14, fearless. Got that Taylor Swift song Fearless in my head. I won't scare y'all with my singing, but do know that I'm sitting here singing in my head fearless. If you know, you know. All right. Now is the time to leap. Do not hesitate. Do not fear. You do not need to know how it is all going to work out in order for everything to work out perfectly. Because why? Everything is always working out for me. That's right. That's right. Spirit is just double, triple confirming it here. I mean, look at these messages. Look at these messages. This is the time for a big gesture, to take a chance to be bold. So take a running leap with your eye only on to where you are going. Your body will trust you and will follow. I will protect and guide you. Let us leap together fearlessly into the unfolding future of your divine destiny. It will be a wild ride. And listen, if it's not a wild ride, you're not doing it right. That's the truth. That's the truth. It should be a wild ride. There is a time to have patience and to wait for the way to be shown. There is a time for rest, for gathering energy, and to know when the time is right. The fuel required for action will be ready. And then there is the time for the action itself, when there is no need for tentativeness or for analysis. The time will come to leap boldly, to say yes, to act without hesitation. It requires courage, self-belief, and a willingness to take a risk. That time for you is now. If you have been asking if you are on the right path, if you should take a step forward, if you need to take action, the Oracle says loud and clear, baby, yes, 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 yes. This action will bring you the right reward at the right time. You are in harmony with the universe. Y'all, listen. Right now, we're all sitting at home. We're all a little overwhelmed. We feel isolated, and it's scary. Nobody knows where we're headed. Nobody can see. We're all looking at that stop sign, right? We're all looking at that red light, when what we need to be doing is looking this way. We need to be looking towards our future. We need to be, because when we're allowed to get out, because y'all, this is going to end. This will not last forever. Though we may never go back to how it was before, this time will end. There is a season for everything, and this season too shall pass. And when it does, you have a choice. You can sit here and focus on the have-nots, or you can look forward to what you will have. And I assure you, you will have it if you're fearless. Be not afraid. Don't be. We're going to get through this. This is scary. I'm not trying to sugarcoat this and make it seem like, your fears are unfounded and you shouldn't be afraid of what is coming, because we don't know what's coming. But at the same time, trust that you are fully divinely loved and supported. Place your fear in your faith and let it go. Let go. They say let go, let God, but that is true. When you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Know that you are divinely supported and loved. And that's the truth. All right. Today we are going to start our tarot reading with my very old Paulina Tarot. I think actually the front of the deck, or the box I should say, it might actually look like that. I'm not very sure, to be honest. I've had this deck for a while, and I took the box away a long time ago. This is the deck that used to travel overseas with me pretty frequently, and so when you're going through security, it's just easier. And with the TSA, if you're taking any deck of cards, whether it be a tarot deck or a deck of Uno cards, it is easier if you don't have them in a box, because they can pull them out quicker from a little bag like this. But let me tell you that if you take them through checked-in luggage, they will take them out and they will go through every single deck all the way through it, because apparently, I guess you can hide things in cards. I don't know. I don't understand. I just wanted to show y'all that when I split the deck, the very first thing that popped up is the Ten of Cups. And this is probably one of the best cards in the deck. That's about love and family and harmony and just good things. It's about oh my goodness, y'all. Split the deck again. Woo-wee, look at that sun. That's a beautiful card. Oh, what a sad shuffle. For somebody who claims to be a tarot reader, I am possibly the worst shuffler of all time. I would use an automatic shuffler, except that, I don't know, kind of goes against everything I believe, basically. All right. Then last shuffle. Oh, by the way, that was the Ten of Swords. I didn't show it to you, but it was the Ten of Swords. All right. So, higher self, spirit, guardian angels, ancestors, spirit guide. What message do we have today for everybody? Okay, well, I just had two cards flip over, so we're just going to go with those, because we need 3 cards. Oh, wow. Okay, we got Justice and we got the Magician in reverse. We need one more card. Let's see what else we get. Sorry that you can see feet in the background. We're just waking up in this house. You may on occasion see people walk by. You may on occasion see dogs, because just like you, my family is stuck at home as well. Okay. Wow. Oh, I can't wait to show you what's on the bottom. This is a heck of a reading. All right. Let's just dive the heck right into this. I mean, talk about these numbers too. Okay. So as you recall, here we have a 10. Here we have a 9 and a 5. Yeah, 9 and a 5. So what comes after 9, 10? 11, Justice. You know, so Justice is a weird card. In general, when you see the Justice card, you'll it generally means you're going to get a outcome. There's coming an outcome of some sort. But a lot of times it's not always a favorable card. Not everybody loves justice. But in this position, it's in the past. So, because this is basically how I'm reading this past, present, future. So, you've had this outcome, this decision has been made. So, in this deck, I'm just trying to read through what our little book says. See if there's anything that we don't see. Okay, yeah. I forgot in this one. She's dressed like a dragonfly in this particular deck. That's right. And because dragonflies represent change, and so a lot of times when you get a new outcome, a verdict is handed down through justice, whether it be through a legal, or whether it's just through a family sitting down and talking, that will sometimes, almost always, in fact, result in some type of change, and it'll give you the ability to see through, false illusions. Basically, this is just balancing your logic. It's about justice. It's about being fair, correcting things that are wrong. Okay. So this is the past. All right. So this is about receiving that justice, receiving that decision in the past. Now, when you marry that, I love the Magician. Okay, first of all, let's come this way with her. This is the Magician. She was in reverse, and we'll get to about what that means in just one second. Okay, the Magician, first of all, is number one. Number one is the beginning. Number one is, okay, so, here we had the new cycle, the new ending. And then we come to the number 11, which is a master number. So you have two ones. So this decision was divinely aligned. Okay, whatever this decision you made was a decision that was divinely aligned, made, following your spirit's advice given to you. And then next up you have the Magician, which is number one, the beginning, the new start, right? It's about creating the magic. Now, this is in reverse, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But here, let's talk about this card, this actual card, because I love this deck. It's such just look at the details. Look at all the details in this card. As you can see, this particular Magician is surrounded by, just the elements, different animals, different insects. Above her, you've got the infinity symbol, which, as far as the Magician goes, this is about, the infinite knowledge, the connection to God. The Magician in some decks has even been represented as Christ. I've seen Christ represented. It's about, creation and the beginnings and the new start and the fresh start. And just like I said, everybody's focused on what's ending. What we need to be focusing in on is that new start. And that's what the Magician is all about. The Magician is all about those fresh starts, right? Infinite possibilities, right? But now, in reverse, what does that mean? Okay, it doesn't mean not being able to have a fresh start. It doesn't mean not having a new beginning. What it means is having a lack of courage. It means confusion. Sometimes when you see the Magician upside down, and I always find this a interesting type of reading, depending on the situation. And in this case, it can be manipulation, and it can be very much somebody is using magic to, not necessarily magic, but manipulation. Depending on what year you're in. If this was maybe the 13th century or something like that, that could be seen as manipulation. Could be very much seen as magic. Just manipulating somebody into believing a falsehood. And so maybe, depending on how you read it, you made a choice and you felt very good. You felt that it was it was on the right path. But perhaps now that things are changing, that we're going through all these change, and we're asking you to be fearless. Be fearless through this change. Perhaps right now you are a little afraid. You're lacking courage. And perhaps you're feeling that the choice you made wasn't, maybe you feel like you made the choice out of manipulation, or, maybe you felt that you were disillusioned. And that is true too. But again, I say, dear one, sorry, I needed a little coffee break. Be fearless. Be fearless. Don't let this indecisiveness rule you. There's no reason to. Everything is always working out for you, okay? So don't let, you made that choice, hold on to that choice and know that that choice that you made was just, it was aligned. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Now, coming into the future position, we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, this is a really interesting card, even in this deck. Usually, as you can see, this is what I call the stingy card, okay? Pentacles, this is your Earth sign. What do we got? Oh, heck, I didn't even notice. We got two major arcana right here. So this is telling the story of you. And here is what the outcome could be. And the outcome is, you see this little stingy guy right here? He has these coins and he isn't even sharing. And as you see, because I'm trying to see what, yeah, he is holding on to them because he hasn't been sharing. You see how everything is kind of drying up and withering, and this poor little creature right here is hanging on for dear life, and everything could just really use some attention. And the only thing he's focused on is holding on to his coin. He ain't sharing. He got that bag in his hand and it is his. So basically, when we see this card, you know, you're okay. You had a choice. You're afraid to make it. But then once you have made that choice, you're afraid to, how do I want to say this? This fear of your lack of confidence. That's what I should say. Your lack of confidence is causing you to neglect the things that nurture you. You see how this person is holding on to all these, they're focusing on the things that don't matter. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I just woke up and my brain is trying to kick into gear. Like I said, I'm drinking coffee. You see how they're holding on to their coin and they're not focusing on the fact that they're sitting on this plant and this plant is literally dying. They're not nurturing what's important. They're focusing on what isn't important. And that is what is being caused from here. You're focusing on your fear. You're focusing on your lack of confidence. And because you're holding so tightly onto those fears, you're holding so tightly onto those fears, you're literally not nurturing what needs to be nurtured. If you will just have faith that everything is always working out for you, if you will focus on the future, quit worrying about those red lights and be fearless, you're divinely aligned. Your choices are divinely aligned. So stop letting those doubts get inside of your head. Stop letting them prevent you from creating magic, right? I mean, you're letting roadblocks keep you from receiving your own magical gifts, your inherent powers. Don't do that. Don't do that. Everything is always working out for you. I mean, you are literally blocking your blessings. You're being so stingy, you're blocking your own blessings. I mean, what is the point of having these blessings if you're just going to let your garden dry up and wither, right? And at this point, what is your garden? And I think for a lot of us, that's our own life and our own home and our own family. And so maybe at this moment for a lot of us, oh, this is so crazy. I just happen to be looking at what the book says for this description of this for the Four Pentacles. And it actually says isolation. And I was just coming into this point that, you know, right now, so many of us are focusing on how we feel isolated, how we feel. And instead of focusing on our blessings, which are many, and just and freely given because everything is always working out for me. Instead of being fearless and focusing on the future, we are just focusing. I mean, look at this lady down here. She is waiting for that light to change, isn't she? She's not looking ahead. And because of that energy that she's giving, look at her garden. It is withering. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Quit focusing on what doesn't matter. You're blocking your blessings. You know, this isolation, I'm not saying it's easy. It isn't. We're all going through it. I'm going through it. Everybody's going through it. The whole world. I heard the other day, a third of the world is at home right now. A third of the world. We're all in this together alone. You're not the only one though, okay? And so when you're focusing on what you don't have, you can't see what you do have. And what you do have is a whole lot of magic in your life that you can be creating. You can create the life that you want. When you stop blocking your blessings. And you know how I know that's true? Because at the bottom of the deck, Our clarifier, the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune number 10. What? Another 10, double confirmation. But what is the Wheel of Fortune? It's literally creating the life that you want, getting the fortune that you ask. This card right here, Magician, this is what he's doing, baby. He is spinning that Wheel of Fortune. Excuse me, he is creating that life for himself. And that's you. That's you. When you stop blocking your blessings by holding on to this isolation and these things that don't matter, these changes that are occurring right now in your life that you're so afraid of, let that fear go and be assured that everything is always working out for you. Always, always, always. We are always in perfect divine timing. Remember that. There's a plan that you cannot see, and you have to trust that you are always, always, always being divinely supported and guided. Because you are. You absolutely are. Cheers. And I just want to show y'all for Valentine's the cup my husband got me. As I suspected, I was right all along. He knows me pretty well. All right. We're going to pull one more. Sorry about kicking that. I am really just trying to learn my little setup here. I like this setup and I don't like this setup because I kick my camera a lot and I kind of feel like it's a little bit dark. And plus you can see my family members as they come and go. So maybe in a little given time, we'll find a better situation and how to set this deck and how to set these readings up. But for now, we do what we can do, right? Because everything is always working out for me. Our clarifying card is the Chrysalis Tarot. This is such a pretty deck. It reminds me very much of, oh my gosh. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt my own self, but when I split the deck, I pulled my most favorite card. It's the Ten of Spirals, and the reason why I love this is because it reminds me of me, because I'm a Sagittarius, and looky there. I know, a little bit selfish, but that's okay. It's still my favorite card. I love this deck because it kind of reminds me of, oh my gosh, that was just the absolute most embarrassing shuffle. If y'all could see that. Oh yeah, I guess you could. It just reminds me of kind of an old Victorian, I don't know, postcard maybe. Six of Spirals. Got a lot of spiral energy going up in here. Oh, heck. Oh, heck, heck, heck. Okay, this deck is super stiff and very hard to shuffle. Oh, one last split. The Devil. Bella Rosa. I love her in this deck. If you don't know the story of Bella Rosa, you should look her up. Okay. Ancestors, spirit guide, guardian angel, higher self, spirit. What messages do we have for the collective today? I love this deck because here we are talking about changes occurring and transformation and being afraid of that transformation. And if you actually look at this deck, I just got a card I'll show y'all. But if you look at the deck, it's a butterfly. I mean, you don't get much more transformation. Can we talk about what a great card? I mean, what? Hold on now. I can't make this stuff up. Hold on. Okay, let's go. Clarifier. Six of Stones. That's the Six of Pentacles. First of all, look how beautiful this is. This is like, your family tree. And in fact, this is a Celtic family tree. And I want to say these are some type of stones. I'll look this up in this deck. This is also Six of Pentacles, just for the record. But what's interesting is here we are talking about when our gardens don't get watered. And here we have an example of a very nurtured and well taken care of. Oh, I think those are called Beryl stones. Hang on, let me look that up. What is that? The Six of Stones. If I'm not mistaken, those are called Beryl stones. Let's see. Six of Stones. Oh, yeah. These are the 6 talismans. They're carved from Beryl gemstones. And this is the Tree of Life. The green ones are the emeralds. The gold ones are called heliodors, or the gifts of the sun. This card is about giving and receiving. The gold and green talisman symbols are called caritas. This is a really cool word, by the way, y'all. I learned this word when I was a little girl. It's Latin and it means love. Love. And this is really and truly what this is about. It's about, looky here. You go from the 4 of Pentacles to the 6 of Pentacles. And you see here how she is being so stingy, holding on to these coins, and just focusing on these coins so much she let her garden die. But when you let go of what doesn't matter and you focus on what does, and you focus on everything, it's always working out for me. Look what happens. Bam! Look at those 6 pentacles. Look at how beautiful. Love, love, y'all. Love, love. It's not about fear. It's about being fearless. And how do you get fearless? What is the root of fearlessness? Love, 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 divine source alignment. Tune into that high love, that energy. Get those vibes up, y'all. All right, Caritas, I'm sorry. These talismans represent Caritas, which is the charity of love for others and charity of love for self. The tree of life's interwoven energy flows upwards from its root all the way to nurture your personal growth and self-understanding, all the way up through the crown up here where the sun is shining down. And what is that sun? That sun shining down, nurturing this tree through the crown. That's source energy. That is God. That is whatever you want to call it. We all have it. And it's flowing through you, baby. And when you get that alignment, look what you get. When you fall into alignment with love, look at that. And you're reading this card draws your attention to charity, to empathy, and to acceptance of others. But more than acceptance to others, you need to accept yourself. You need to accept that at this time, we all are afraid. We're all a little bit afraid. You know, some of us don't feel that being stuck at home is very just. Some of us feel this is crap, dude. This is bullshit. We are stuck at home. I myself, I don't really mind because I'm at home with the people I love and I've got plenty, but I know there's a lot of us in this world that are suffering, that are being abused, that this is shit. And I get it. I get it. I'm not saying it's not. And right now, for those of you who feel that way, you probably do feel like that reverse magician. Like, you know, I mean, you're not able to create the life you want because you're stuck at home. And I get that. And because you aren't creating the life you want and you're stuck at home, you're focusing on that isolation. That's what you're holding on to. Boy, when you hold on to that isolation, look what happens. Your garden, it just withers. It dies. So we got to stop focusing on that. We got to stop focusing on being stuck on all these stops. And we got to start looking ahead. We got to start being fearless. We got to start being brave. We got to start being bold. We got to start understanding that everything is always working out for me. And where does that start? How do you find that fearlessness? Right there, baby. You look inside yourself. You get into alignment with source. You get in alignment to your core values. Charity, love, empathy, sympathy. This is where it starts. When you get here, you're going to fly. You're going to fly. Oh, and hold on. I didn't show you what was at the bottom. I mean, double confirmation like crazy all over the place today. Why? Because what do we say we're doing? We're being stingy. We're blocking our blessings, right? What's on the bottom of that deck? Another 4 of Pentacles. Again, look. See how we're blocking our blessings? Here's our blessings right here. And here's the road past them that, you know, once we open up and we get our blessings going forward. But look what we're doing. We're blocking the road to our future. We're holding on to what we have and we're blocking our future. I mean, look at this. This is a double confirmation from Spirit. Oh my gosh. On a personal note, right underneath that is Kali Ma, the Tower. It's all about bringing in, and I love, okay, first of all, let me explain. First of all, the Tower is often seen as a terrible card, and I can understand that, but it's really a lot of times about bringing in change that is needed. We can't keep going on the path we're on. We can't. Change has to come, and that's what this is. This is all about these changes that come. Be fearless. And why I love this card particularly is Kali Ma. I every night for the last few, a little bit, I've been praying to her. And I chant to her, and because she is the goddess of destruction. And that's what we need right now. We need to destroy this COVID. We need to destroy these negative thought forms, and we need to get ourselves balanced back to life. And that is what Kali Ma brings. All right, last card. We're going to finish up with one more oracle, and we are going to finish up with Healing with the Angels oracle cards. So, guardian angel, so dear, what messages do we have for the collective today? This has been a beautiful reading, y'all. I think the title of this reading is Stop Blocking Your Blessings. Let go, let God. You gotta get I just broke the deck, and look what I got. Spiritual growth. Yeah, right. You got to focus on getting that alignment with source. I mean, it's true. Seek that divine guidance. Looky there. Whew. Thank you, Spirit. That was a beautiful message, guardian angels. All right, guardian angels. What messages do we have to finish out this reading with? This has just been a beautiful reading, y'all. Thank you for stopping in, and if you enjoyed it, leave me a comment. If there is any specific questions you have, ask, and I'll try to answer as best as I can. Share if you found this useful, helpful. Be sure to, let me do the typical YouTube thing. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I think I got it all. I don't really know. I'm pretty new to YouTube. I know. Y'all. Okay, that's way too many cards, angels. But I just want to show y'all manifestation, harmony, and intention. When you set your intention for harmony, boy, you are going to manifest, and you're going to manifest fast. Yeah, that's exactly. You are going to manifest what you want quickly. And that's what that 444 portal was on Saturday. It's all about, the new world has begun. And it's about learning to step out of this 3D into our 5D and how to turn our 3D into the life that we want. You can have anything. You can create any life you want. You just got to step into that love, baby. You got to know it. You got to own it. You can't sort of half be in the car or out. You got to get all the way in and drive it. Okay. Remember when I said that I find certain decks are slower than others? And I said, I find that the angels are really slow. Yeah, I do. Angels, ancestors, and divine masters are kind of slow, in my opinion. So Kuan Yin, Abraham, my angels here. Anytime I have an ancestors deck, I don't often do an ancestor deck because in truth, I have honestly one time shuffled for 5 minutes. Okay. Ooh, look here. Clarifier, soulmate. Some of you are looking for your soulmates. What did I just drop? I dropped the book. Oh, hold up now. Hold up. Look at the bottom of that deck. Healing. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess that some of you during this time when you're stuck at home, what you need to be focusing on is creating healing. You need to be focusing on creating healing between you and your soulmate. And remember, soulmate, and I love this purple energy. Look at that beautiful crown chakra energy connecting you to your soulmate. And this beautiful green heart chakra energy coming from healing. But listen, soulmate isn't just a lover. Your soulmate can be your children, your parents, your neighbors, your pets. Soulmates come in many forms, and you don't just have one, you have multiple. Your soulmates are a group of souls that you literally go through eons with. You all agree to go through every lifetime. Sometimes your soulmates incarnate with you. Sometimes they're, still up in the astral plane watching over you. But very often they're here with you, and you will meet many of them in your lifetime. And right now, perhaps some of you are holding on to relationships that aren't benefiting your soul contract, soulmate relationships. Perhaps some of you are holding on to unneeded expectations, and you need to let go of that. You need to get in alignment so you can get some healing. And there's also a very good chance that for some of you, this message is your soulmate you need to be working on is your own soul. You need to get in alignment with God. That's soulmate that you need to be talking to, source. So you can get this good. Look at that. Let's just read that card real quick, soulmate, and then we will finish out. Soulmate. Your prayer for a soulmate relationship is answered. Follow the guidance that you receive so that you may enjoy this gift of divine love. Your heart yearns for a big love. Since you are on the spiritual path, you desire a partner with similar philosophy and common interests. Can you have great passion and spiritual companionship with the same person? This card confirms that the answer is yes. By drawing this card, your angels ask you to trust and follow their lead. Your angels have heard your prayers for a great love, and they guide you to take the steps to manifest this desire. If you are in a current relationship, your angels ask you to release this partnership to them. And that way, they can elevate your relationship to a soulmate level or help you to gently end it so that a new love may appear. Either way, they will closely assist you and give you clear steps to take. And it's about healing. It's about healing that soulmate relationship. It's about bringing healing into yourself. And possibly, I mean, like I said, this is the family tree. So maybe it's about healing your family. And very likely it is, because so many of us are now stuck at home. So many of us feel that our lives are beyond our own creation anymore. And so many of us are focusing on what we don't have. We are holding onto that isolation bag, aren't we? We're not watering our own gardens. And how we get through that, how we get to this place, of healing our souls, of healing our relationships with our family, is focusing on everything is always working out for me. Everything's always working out for me. We stop focusing on that stoplight and we start focusing on that sunrise. We live fiercely, courageously, boldly. We let go and trust. Trust, trust, trust. All right. So that is today's reading. I appreciate y'all so much for sticking around. And like I said, if you like this, like, subscribe, share, whatever you do. Have a blessed day. Remember to pray. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.